From shadows to sunshine, breaking the chains of family addiction. Welcome to a space of transformation. Today I'm sharing profound insights from my recent conversation with Neemeka Tucker, a woman whose name deserves to be etched into the pantheon of modern healers. Her groundbreaking work with families affected by addiction hasn't just created ripples, it's generated tsunamis of healing across communities nationwide. With compassion as her compass and wisdom as her torch, Nemeka has illuminated paths for countless Black women and their children to journey from surviving to thriving. In a world that often renders the pain of addiction's family members invisible, she stands as a lighthouse, guiding ships through the stormiest waters of human experience. Have you ever watched someone you love disappear before your eyes? Not physically vanish, but transform into someone unrecognizable, someone whose actions contradict everything you thought you knew about them? This metamorphosis is the reality for families touched by addiction, a reality that unfolds in slow motion, like watching a horror film where you can't reach through the screen to change the ending. When we discuss addiction, our focus naturally gravitates toward the person using substances, but standing in their shadow, often forgotten, frequently dismissed, are partners, children, and loved ones whose stories remain largely untold. These family members experience their own form of suffering, one marked by unpredictability, broken promises, financial strain, and emotional turmoil that leaves invisible scars that can last generations. As Nemeka Tucker eloquently shared with me, recovery isn't just for the person using substances, it's a process the entire family must undergo. The path from dysfunction to thriving requires intentional healing, boundary setting, and a commitment to breaking generational patterns that often feel carved in stone. For Black women, especially, this journey carries additional weight. We're often carrying not just our personal pain, but ancestral expectations to keep families intact at all costs, and just to maintain appearances, to be strong no matter what breaks inside us. We become masters of the brave face, experts at the I'm fine response when we're anything but fine. During our conversation, Nemeka identified three essential pillars that create the foundation for family healing and transformation. These insights have proven transformative for Black families recovering from addiction's impact, particularly when they face additional barriers to support and resources. The first pillar is reclaiming your mental health and well being. As Black women, we're often taught to be strong for everyone else, to push through pain, and to keep family business private. But true strength, as Nemeka reminds us, comes from recognizing when we need support and seeking it without shame. This means creating space for your own healing journey, whether through therapy with culturally competent providers, support groups, spiritual practices, or other forms of self care. It means understanding that addressing trauma isn't a luxury but a necessity for breaking cycles of dysfunction. Your healing is not selfish, Nemeka emphasized during our interview. It's the oxygen mask you must put on first before you can truly help anyone else in your family. How many of us have been running on emotional fumes, giving from an empty cup, wondering why we feel so depleted? The second pillar focuses on rebuilding family dynamics and communication. When addiction has been present in a family system, it often creates unhealthy patterns of interaction. Children may have taken on adult responsibilities too early. Trust may have been repeatedly broken, and emotional needs might have gone unmet. Rebuilding requires establishing new patterns of honest communication, consistent boundaries, and reliable behavior. It means creating a family culture where feelings can be expressed safely, where promises are kept, and where each person's needs are valued. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily practice, a commitment to showing up differently even when old patterns feel more familiar. The third pillar involves creating a vision for future success. Moving from surviving to thriving requires more than just healing past wounds. It demands creating a compelling vision for the future. This means setting goals for education, career advancement, financial stability, and personal fulfillment that may have been put on hold during times of crisis. For Black women especially, this vision must include permission to pursue joy, rest, and personal dreams alongside family responsibilities. It means modeling for our children that we deserve lives that feel good, not just lives that look good to others. It means daring to imagine a life beyond crisis management. Nemeka shared several powerful stories that illustrate these principles in action. The Johnson family's journey particularly resonated with me. Tanya Johnson and her four children rebuilt their lives after her separation from her husband of 15 years due to his cocaine addiction. Tanya faced financial instability after becoming the sole provider, emotional trauma affecting her children's academic performance and behavior, and the stigma within her community around both addiction and divorce. The weight she carried would have crushed many, yet she found a way forward. What changed their trajectory? Tanya implemented several key strategies. First, she found a therapist specializing in trauma and addiction's impact on families. Second, she created a consistent home environment with clear routines and boundaries. Third, she joined a support group specifically for partners of people with addiction, where she learned to separate her husband's actions from her own worth. Over 3 years, the family experienced remarkable transformation. The children's grades improved, with the oldest receiving a college scholarship. Tanya completed her nursing degree and secured stable employment. Most importantly, they developed healthy communication patterns and emotional regulation skills that changed not just their present, but their future. Before addressing her husband's addiction, Tanya had spent years in crisis mode, covering financial shortfalls, making excuses for his absences, and trying to protect her children from the reality of their situation. The turning point came when her 12-year-old daughter began showing signs of depression and anxiety, a mirror reflecting back the unsustainable nature of their family dynamic. Beyond practical achievements, the Johnson family cultivated emotional resilience. The children learned to express their feelings appropriately rather than through acting out. Tanya discovered her own strength and leadership abilities, eventually mentoring other women in similar situations. Their story isn't just about survival, it's about transformation. Equally powerful was the story of the Williams sisters, Maya and Kendra, who grew up in a household deeply affected by their father's opioid addiction following a workplace injury when they were 10 and 12 years old. The sisters experienced housing instability as their mother struggled to maintain their home after their father lost his job. They faced academic challenges due to frequent moves and emotional distress. Additionally, they navigated the complex emotions of loving their father while fearing his unpredictable behavior, a psychological tightrope that no child should have to walk. Their mother, Denise, implemented several crucial interventions. She enrolled the girls in a school based support program for children affected by family addiction. She maintained connections with extended family to provide the girls with stable adult relationships. Most importantly, she spoke openly and age appropriately about addiction as a disease, reducing shame and confusion. Both sisters graduated college despite the odds against them. Maya became a licensed clinical social worker specializing in addiction and family systems, while Kendra founded a nonprofit providing educational support to children from families affected by substance use disorders. They transformed their pain into purpose, their wounds into wisdom. As Nemeka explained, children don't need perfect parents. They need honest ones who are actively working on their own healing. This truth liberates us from the impossible standard of perfection while challenging us to do the deeper work of authentic growth. The Robertson family story of collective healing further illustrates the power of intentional recovery. Patricia and her three children rebuilt their lives after 12 years of chaos due to her husband's alcohol addiction. Patricia faced severe financial hardship after her husband's addiction led to job loss and legal problems. The children experienced academic struggles, with the oldest developing anxiety and the youngest showing behavioral issues at school. Patricia herself battled depression while trying to maintain stability for her family, a silent struggle that nearly consumed her. Patricia took several decisive actions. She connected with a church based support program specifically for Black families affected by addiction. She implemented financial literacy education for herself and her children to rebuild stability. Most importantly, she created healing circles, regular family meetings where everyone could express their feelings safely. 5 years after implementing these changes, the family had transformed. All three children improved academically, with the oldest now in medical school. Patricia started a successful home based business that allowed her flexibility to remain present for her children. The family developed a culture of emotional honesty that replaced their previous pattern of secrets and shame. Patricia had stayed in the relationship longer than she wanted, believing that keeping the family together was her primary responsibility as a Black woman and mother. The turning point came when her middle child asked why they needed to keep pretending everything is okay when it isn't. This moment of truth gave Patricia permission to seek the help they all needed. A child's honesty breaking through years of pretense. If you're recognizing your own family story in these experiences, I want you to know that transformation is possible. The path from dysfunction to thriving isn't quick or easy, but it is available to you. It begins with a single brave step toward healing. Here's what Nemeka suggests considering. First, release the shame that keeps you isolated. Addiction thrives in secrecy, and healing begins when we bring our struggles into the light. Reach out to one person you trust or a professional who can hold space for your story without judgment. Second, prioritize your healing as essential, not optional. As Black women, we're often taught that everyone else's needs come before our own. But your mental health is the foundation upon which your family's well being is built. Your healing isn't selfish, it's necessary. Finally, create a vision for your life that extends beyond crisis management. What dreams did you set aside while managing chaos? What talents have remained undeveloped? What joy have you postponed? Your thriving matters, not just your surviving. As we conclude, I challenge you to take one action today, just one, that acknowledges your right to heal. It might be making that therapy appointment you've been putting off. It might be telling your story to someone who can truly hear it. It might be writing down a vision of your life beyond addiction's shadow. The journey from toxic to thriving isn't just a possibility, it's your birthright. And while the path may seem impossibly steep from where you stand now, remember that every transformation begins with a single step. The families I've shared with you today once stood exactly where you might be standing, overwhelmed, uncertain, afraid. Yet they found their way forward, one brave choice at a time. Your family's story isn't defined by its hardest chapters. With intention, support, and courage, you could write a new narrative, one of healing, joy, and unprecedented success. The world needs your wholeness, not your martyrdom. Your children need your authenticity, not your perfection. And you, yes, you, deserve to feel the sunshine on your face after so long in the shadows. The time for healing is now. The person who needs to give you permission is you, and the life waiting on the other side of recovery is more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. Step toward it today.